Quick fire information from the Ranveer Show. This is our highlights channel, TRS Clips. Subscribe and enjoy the video. I have to ask you about those higher beings now because
Okay.
that was the theme of this
Yes.
episode. And you just touched upon it. You
Mhm.
said Bhoot, Pret, Pishach, and then you
Rakshasas
Rakshasas.
and Asuras.
Yeah, I will let you break down each of those starting with Bhoot.
So, very simply speaking, what we call Bhuta is discarnate entities, entities who don't have a physical presence, body like that, and they may be roaming around in this plane. Some of them were alive also. Okay, so their tendencies are very much human, and they have their own sets of just like that human beings are. They may like something. Just imagine a human being, but without the physical body.
Mm.
So some of them may have hunger, some of them may have anger, some of them may have lust, various things, etc. And for some reason or the other, they remain trapped in this plane. They're not able to progress further.
What do they do with that hunger and lust?
That's where the trouble comes in. Okay, so if they are agitated, then they are going to cause trouble to somebody or the other who may be around that same space. So I told you this astral and the physical are overlapping. Okay,
Like where the physical plane is, which is this plane around us, astral is at the exact same place. You just can't see what's happening in the astral plane.
It's like a piece of paper. Right on top, you have kept exactly another piece of paper, and you're looking from top. It looks like one piece of paper, but there are two.
But causal is not here.
Causal is much higher.
Okay, all right.
Okay, causal is like you have to lift yourself to the realm where all these things they'll all fall off. They also don't know. See, there is just a beautiful episode of Swami Tulsidas ji comes to mind. There's a Lord story. So he used to every day. He was a devotee of Lord Rama. And he used to go in the morning ablutions and all and puja part finish. And then the water used to come and drop under a banyan tree. Okay. And 40 days, 50 days he's been dropping under the banyan tree. And suddenly one bhoot comes from down the tree. He has been staying in that tree. So the bhoot says that I'm very pleased with you because you are dropping that water. I'm feeling happy. Because there is a method of tarpana that is to be done to satisfy the spirits, basically. It's done sometimes. But he was not doing it with that idea. He had no idea that there was anything in the tree. He's just dropping the water. The spirit comes and says that, what do you want? I want to give you. He said that, but I was not doing to please you because I didn't even know you existed. He said, it doesn't matter. You still ask. And he says that, show me where is Lord Rama. And he says that if I knew, I wouldn't be stuck here. So then he says that, but I will tell you how you can go to somebody who can teach you where is Rama. He says that there is a Ramayana satsang that happens. Go there. You will see that the person who comes in last and who goes at the very end, a kind of a cripple, you go and hold his arms. If he is pleased with you, he will teach you Rama. And that was Anjaneya, Hanumanji, who used to come in that form to listen to the Ramayana.
Okay, wow.
So the point of this story is that these bhutas also do not have any idea about what is happening outside. Their knowledge is just as limited as human beings. But they suffer from that anger and they suffer from that sometimes. And they project that into anybody who comes in their environment, or they may project it into, and those are specifically who's are pitrus. Pitrus means ancestors who are dead. They're dead, but they're stuck in a particular realm called Pitruloka.
Which is also part of the astral plane.
The astral plane. This is all in the astral domain only.
So when our ancestors die, if they've not progressed to heaven, they get stuck in the astral plane?
Not heaven. Heaven is fine. Rebirth.
If they're not able to take rebirth?
Yes, for some reason or the other.
Okay.
So they very often will take out their problems on their living descendants because they have the strongest genetic connection. And they're not even doing it consciously, perhaps. They get angry. That anger will be felt with whoever is the living descendant of that being.
And what does the living descendant do to get rid of?
There are rituals for this.
Okay.
There are specific places where you have to go and do. You cannot do these rituals at home.
Okay.
There are specific places where the right kind of Shakti or power is there. For example, Triambakeshwar in Nasik is one of those Shiva temples where certain kinds of ancestral problems can be solved. I mean, the Panditjis there, the priests, they know this. Then the various other places. Gaya you can go. Gaya is one of the biggest places. Kashi you can go. Badrinath you can go. So these kind of things are there.
Without giving the name of the movie, and the reason I'm not giving the name of this movie is because that was the whole plot of the film.
Okay.
They actually begin the film with the main actor trying to talk to his wife, and she's just pissed off with him. She's not listening, etc. And over the course of the movie, the main actor realizes he actually died and he's a ghost. And he's trying to interact, but she's not picking up on his presence. And he's taking it as, why are you upset with me?
Right.
Is this the reality of that plane? That sometimes when you're a ghost, you don't even know that you're a ghost. And you're trying to interact, but no one's interacting with you.
Initial stages it might be. There is a sense of shock. In fact, one of the brother disciples of Swami Vivekananda, he had written a very beautiful book called, in Bengali I read it, Moroner Pare, Life Beyond Death or something like that in English translation. So he mentions this, sometimes death can feel like you are like, right now you're here. Suppose there's a devastating earthquake that happens, everything is flattened, all the people you know are gone, whole building is crumbled, and you just, like you are sitting here and answer, next moment you see that nothing is there. So that kind of shock and devastation that will hit you, sometimes death hits like this to some souls. And then it becomes very difficult for them to recognize or accept the fact that they are not in the physical plane. So they will try and find out people or try to communicate or something like that. They're not ready to accept it.
What are we as living beings in their eyes?
That depends on who you are speaking about. That
you tell me so.
So if there is a normal is an entity that is stuck somewhere, after some time the realization does come to them that they are not in the physical plane, etc. But if they're stuck, and I'm talking about only those who are stuck, those who have progressed, that's well enough. So they are going to cause disturbance to you, try and block things for you and things like that. Basically, they're trying to draw your attention to the fact that they still have unsatisfied desires. It's like, assume that you suddenly tomorrow you don't have the physical body, but you still feel hunger. What are you going to do? It's a terrible state. You are hungry, but you don't have a body. You can't eat. Various things like this. So the rituals entail that in our dharma, we entail that we offer pindadana, rice balls and other mantras, specific food items on this specific tithis of departed ancestors, things like that we do.
It's there in a lot of cultures. It's there in a lot of Asian cultures as well, offering food to the dead.
Yes.
When we speak about these horror movies or hauntings, cases of hauntings, are we talking just about bhoot here, or it could be? It could be.
There are more dangerous than that. It's called the preta, which is very angry type of spirit.
If you enjoyed this video, here's a playlist full of videos kind of related to the one that you just saw. Enjoy.